thing I need to ask you guys, the most generic thing ever, Moose Blood. Where is that name from?
We were just messing around. We used to work together, and when it
Gutted Moose.
well, kind of, I guess. It was just like, yeah, we worked together at the time. No, we worked in a shop, not gutting moose. We had to be called something. We never thought we'd ever have to explain it. So
Here you are explaining it to me now.
yeah, for about the millionth time.
About the millionth time. I'm sure it's the most generic question you could ask, but I didn't know. So I was like, I have to at least know where they.
No deep meaning. It's just a name.
And then it ended up sticking, and now you're touring on that name.
Yep. Yeah, and now we have to explain it to people. Yeah.
So you guys are from Canterbury, UK. What's the music scene like out there?
It used to be great, I think. It's not as much as it was now, but there's certain people that still puts on shows, and there's some great bands from around the Kent area, you know.
What are bands like there? Do they typically get out of the scene, or is it pretty abnormal to be jumping overseas to the US specifically?
Where we're from, it's quite a rare thing. We are very lucky. We know that. We don't take it for granted one little bit. We are very aware of how lucky we are and how fortunate we are to do this, because like where we are from, it's not a regular thing. You know, it just doesn't happen. Doesn't happen to people like us. Doesn't happen to people we know. So we're so grateful that, you know, it kind of has. So it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, we can't believe how lucky we are. You know, we don't know anyone who's done anything like this. So yeah, it's great.
It's awesome. And not only are you touring out here, but you signed to No Sleep Records. And my buddy Chris Hansen, not the Dateline NBC guy, guys. Same name, much different guy. But how did you guys get in contact with Chris and end up signing with No Sleep?
We had management that kind of knew them guys anyway, and then we put out a split EP with a band called Departures, who were already on No Sleep Records anyway. It just kind of worked its way through that way.
And you just finally, or last October, I guess, you put out your first debut album. So I'll keep you in mind from time to time. So what was that like, putting out your first debut album? Was that pretty gratifying?
Yeah, it was petrifying. It's something we've always wanted to do. You know, it was like a real dream putting out an actual full-length record, and we were so excited about it, and we're so proud of it. You know.
Tell me about your music. It's kind of like. It kind of sounds raw, rocky, emo. What would you describe Moose Blood as?
Raw, rocky, emo. I like that.
I think that's
That'll do. That'll do. We struggle really. Yeah, I guess sort of like rocky, emo, pop, guitar, rock, indie stuff. Bit of a mix of everything that, well, not everything that we love, because we love like Cradle of Filth and stuff like that. So, but
that's absent from, I guess, the sound that you guys are doing.
It is. It's one of the influence that remains sort of in the closet. But yeah, we just, I don't know, just so much stuff that we never tried to replicate anything. It was just at the time the kind of music that we wanted to do and still want to do, and it just sounds like what it sounds like. And I guess when you're in the band, it's kind of hard to describe. I guess from an outside point of view, it's easier to do that, I think.
So what are some bands that you guys did grow up listening to, or something that you would say kind of has shown through or been an inspiration to you guys coming up?
I'd say like Brand New, Taking Back Sunday, Funeral for a Friend, Jimmy Eat World.
So a lot of bands in the Warped Tour scene kind of deal.
Yeah, 100%.
And you guys are out now. Your first US tour is the Vans Warped Tour, which is just insane.
It's been an incredible thing. It's an overwhelming thing, you know. Yeah, like you say, we grew up listening to bands that toured on this tour, and we can't believe we're here, really. And it's gone great. We've enjoyed every moment, you know. So.
Had you guys ever been to the US before this tour?
We came over to record a record, but we've never played shows here, so yeah.
So what's the experience been like so far? Have you guys been enjoying the areas? Or I guess on Warped Tour, you're pretty well confined to amphitheaters, and when that's not happening, you run into van issues that delay you. But have you guys really gotten a chance to see any scenery or any locations or anything that you'd wanted to see?
We had a 12-hour drive yesterday, so we saw quite a lot of mountains and stuff. We saw Vegas, we went to New York and stuff like that.
We had a few days off in Vegas.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of that? Because obviously that's a poppin' city that people always hear about.
It was really surreal for us. I mean, we don't have anything like that. The closest we come to something like Vegas is probably like Piccadilly Circus. Like,
what is that?
It's just a part of London which is a bit crazy, and it's got big screens up with lights on. That's the closest it gets. But like the scale of the place and how everybody just goes there and loses all their money and loves it. It's like we don't have anything like that, and it was.
Everyone goes and loses their money.
Yeah, we did. It's a great thing to experience. Something we never thought we would go to, especially just from playing music, that would take us to Vegas for a couple of days. Same with like New York when we went there. It's like for me and him, it's been like almost like a lifelong dream to go to New York. You know. So the fact that we could do it as part of this tour is like, you know, it's just another fond memory to put with everything else, and it's been great. Yeah.
Were you guys able to actually look around New York at all, or were you pretty well?
We had a day in New York City. It was awesome. Tiring.
What part of like New York City? You got to see Times Square and stuff like that, or?
Square. We saw like Ground Zero and Central Park, all the kind of the main things, I guess.
So you've seen a few big spots in the U.S. at least since you've been out here, so that's been pretty cool.
Yeah, there's only been the 3 days, the 2 days in Vegas and then the day in New York where we actually really got to see something, which is a bit going because we're out here for a long time, and I guess because we're going from parking lot to parking lot or amphitheatre to amphitheatre, you kind of miss out. You just drive past all the good stuff when you're asleep or whatever, and you rarely get to stop. So it was cool, we got to do that, and we tried to make the most of those experiences when we were there. So yeah, it's been cool. Yeah.
And I think that's a misconception people must have. They're like, oh, you're doing Warped Tour, you guys get to see all the U.S., you get to travel around. You're like, I get to see a lot of amphitheaters, I get to see a lot of parking lots, and I get to sleep a lot while we actually drive around through places.
Before we came out, we was like, oh my god, we're going to all these awesome places, and you've seen
some awesome parking lots.
Yeah, it's very similar scenery every day, which we wouldn't complain. It's been a fantastic opportunity, yeah. But it's been the hottest weather as well that we've ever experienced. I think we struggled a little bit initially to adapt to the climate, which I think now we've got used to it, we're going home. So
just as you're getting used to it, you're going to ship back overseas after this. I know you guys have a few shows back over in the UK, yes?
We got 2 weeks off, and then we go out on a little headline run throughout the UK with a band called Creeper, and Muskets are on it for a couple of days as well. And involved in that, we've got Reading and Leeds Festival. So
you guys playing Reading and Leeds?
Yeah, which is a dream come true for us to do that. It's insane. So 2 weeks off, and then we're back out for about 9 days. So, and then we've got some time off again to finish writing the record. So,
but that's pretty good. So you guys are wrapping up playing one of the best known festivals tours in the U.S., followed by one of the dopest festivals out there, which is Leeds and Reading.
It's crazy, yeah. It's something we didn't think we were going to have, I think.
Have you? I'm guessing you've attended that.
Yeah, I've been once.
Yeah?
It's incredible, yeah.
And I'm guessing you guys never came to Warped Tour, though, no?
Never came.
So your first experience is actually touring it.
First experience is actually playing it, which is unbelievable. I mean, when we got the offer, it was like, that's something you can't say no to. You're on the other side of the world for 2 months and away from your loved ones and stuff, which is tough. But, this is could never happen again. You may never ever get the opportunity, you may never get the offer. So when those things come your way, you kind of got to take them with both hands, really, and just really appreciate that opportunity to do something like this.
Mark and Eddie, thanks for chatting, guys. Once again, Moose Blood, check out their latest album on No Sleep Records. I'll keep you in mind from time to time, and hopefully we'll see you guys out here in the U.S. touring around some more, but people over in the U.K., they can look forward to seeing you guys at the upcoming festivals, upcoming tours and stuff. But thanks for chatting. I'm Nick Major, APTV Correspondent. With these dudes, check them out here at Warped Tour, killing it, but we're wrapping it up out here for the summer pretty much. So, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys get home safe. Thank you.
Do you want to come over late, to my house, watch American Beauty in the dark, and I'll hold your hand till the very end, and we'll stay awake till tomorrow starts. Do you want to come over?